St. Regis, and she's going to present a dish to us. I'm going to ask her right now, what is it we're doing, Chef?
We're going Italian this year. We are making a coconut panna cotta. So I must have been thinking about
coconut,
you.
I love it. Coconut panna cotta.
Panna cotta.
All right.
So can you translate that for us?
No.
Oh, all right.
What does panna cotta mean?
Panna cotta.
Wait, cotta means...
You can probably take it apart.
Yeah, panna means a pan, right? No. Cotta means house, nut house.
Okay, so we're making a coconut house.
Terracotta is it's got to be something that's
it's something that's set.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like it's a set custard. Yes, we did it.
Okay. Right.
So, indeed, coconut is one of my favorite ingredients to work with because it's, you know, it's a natural ingredient. It has its own natural fat to it, but that's the only fat I'm going to be bringing to the recipe. In other custard recipes, like say if you're making a creme caramel or a flan, you usually have to have an egg or heavy cream to set it. And this, we basically just have the coconut milk, and then we're going to be using some gelatin. So if you've never used gelatin, I'll give you a quick gelatin lesson today too. Okay? So as I said, we've got two envelopes of gelatin right here, and 3 tablespoons of water, just regular tap water, regular temperature, not cold, not hot. And I'm just going to sprinkle this. Come forward a little bit. How's that? Yeah? Okay. So without the wind blowing, see how I'm just kind of sprinkling that as a layer. And it's just soaking up the water. And it'll do that fairly quickly.
Is this item on the menu at the hotel?
We have a couple of panna cottas on our buffet menus. I like putting it on every menu because, as I said, it's light, but you still get your custard fix. So I'm just going to let that kind of come over, and this is called blooming. What we use in professional kitchens, we use a leaf gelatin that's already kind of pre-bloomed, and then we soak that in water. And what this does, you always have to saturate the gelatin. That's the thing you have to remember when you're using a powdered gelatin. You always want to do this step, because if I was just to put this into the hot liquid, we'd have all kinds of crazy lumps. It would look unprofessional, and somewhere on the planet I'd be going, oh, because it's not quite right. So you want to do this very quick step. It's only going to take about 5 minutes for that to solidify. So you do that first. And now we're going to get to the body of the recipe, which is the actual custard.
Okay. We're going to cook something?
Yes.
All right.
Actually, I might need your chef assistance in lighting that up.
Okay, first I got to turn it on.
Okay, first.
It's the first time today.
Oh, really?
Really?
Wow. So they must have been doing their demos in pantomime.
They did a cold ceviche, and then the first one was a dessert.
Mm-hmm. Like a frozen dessert?
A frozen kind of dessert.
Gotcha.
Oops.
Be careful now.
Whoa.
Do we have fire?
Yeah, it definitely
you got
did.
Eyebrows? He's got eyebrows?
I don't have any hair in my hands anymore. Okay, I'm going to get out of your way.
Okay, sounds good. So super easy recipe. Start by putting in our liquids. Here's 2 cups of coconut milk. See how
that all right?
That beautiful fat? I love it.
That's great.
And I'm using the Hawaiian Sun brand coconut milk.
Also, Hawaiian Sun.
Yes.
You can get this anywhere, anyone in the supermarket here.
Yep. And you want to make sure, otherwise, of course, you'd be buying it in the Asian aisle of your grocery store. Just make sure
you can buy it in the can too.
Right. They've got a low-fat version as well. I tend to go full fat. But just be sure when you're buying your coconut milk, take a quick look at the ingredients. Make sure you don't have guar gum, you don't have any kind of sugar or anything, that you've got the real thing going on, the pure coconut milk. All right. Give it a quick stir.
While she's doing it, why don't you go get one of those coconuts and taste that right out of the water right out of the coconut.
They're very hydrating, right?
Yeah.
Good if you're an athlete.
That's wonderful. You can't get more vitamins in water than that.
Electrolytes too, I understand?
Electrolytes too, yeah.
All right, 1/2 cup of sugar is going in to dissolve.
While she's doing that, we had my daughter in 8th grade. We had to do a water test. We tested 3 of the best bottled waters in Hawaii water. Put them in a Petri dish, went to the water department, let them sit for 3 days, and guess which one was the purest and best? Hawaii water.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Of course, I love Hawaii anything. Okay. Fresh vanilla. This is Madagascar.
Ah, yes.
Fresh vanilla. Wonderful.
I take one of these, and when I make chocolate, I take one of those, cut it up, and throw it in the blender.
You can, of course, use vanilla extract, and it'll be fine, but it's going to be a lot more decadent with the fresh vanilla bean.
How much extract would you use?
For one fresh vanilla bean and for 3 cups of liquid, I would go about a half a tablespoon of extract. And remember to try to get the pure vanilla extract or bourbon extract for the best flavor. So I don't quite have enough room to get it in the mirror, but I'll show you what I'm doing here. With a fresh vanilla bean, you always want to split it right down the middle. And then I'm just going to splay it open. And then with the back of my paring knife, I'm going to scrape out those seeds. Just put that right into the simmering liquid. But the most important thing, of course, you want to get the seeds in there because then people are going to know you've got fresh vanilla in there. You want to advertise that because it's an expensive ingredient. But you want to make sure you actually put the pod in there because the pod has all the wonderful oils in it. So that's actually where most of the flavor is. A few years back, people thought it was the seeds. It's actually in the pod. And if I pass this around, I should have brought an extra one. You'd actually feel all that wonderful oil in there. So that's going to go in there and do the most contributing to our flavor. There we go. There you smell.
Wonderful. You know how they actually propagate the vanilla to get them to grow? It only can be done in moonlight. One month, one day out of the year. You have to get out there with your vanilla and propagate the flowers. Here. Yes, it's kind of look it up. It's very, very incredible. There's some kind of...
It's like everything Kauai. It sounds so much more romantic. You know,
so
everything here is just, you can only do it at midnight. So, I don't have this written in the recipe, but I do add a pinch of salt. I like using kosher salt or sea salt, because if you were to compare it to iodized salt, it just has a much more pure salt flavor. It doesn't have that kind of funny chemical aftertaste. So just remember that. Also, I mean, coconut has, as much as I love it, it does have a very subtle flavor. So without making it taste salty, I want to bring out the flavor of the coconut. So I just add a pinch. And we are almost there. For the gelatin, you don't have to bring it to a rolling boil. It basically, you see how we're at a nice simmer right now? We're just below a simmer. Right about there. What do you got there? I like that.
Well, just so happens that we have the people from Kaiser Permanente in the audience there. Say hello. They are sponsors. They just joined us as sponsors of the Coconut Festival. I just saw them walk in, so I have to acknowledge these guys.
We love Kaiser.
They gave us money. Thank you very much. And they have these bags. Yes.
I can bring the bags for everyone in here.
See, everybody, so you're going to hand out these bags for free.
See?
Hey!
Color works. And what I love about that is that it matches the dessert. So we're accessorizing, right? Okay, so now we're at a simmer. So I turn it off, I just go to the right. Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
There it goes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now our gelatin is all set up in here. And so I'm just going to scrape that in there.
Lucky Lucy, righty, tighty.
Right, lefty loosey. And it looks kind of strange. It looks like an alien object going in there. That's okay. That's the nature of gelatin.
Well, we like aliens. Half the people on this island are aliens.
Yeah, they're among us. And then at this point, it's already beginning to assimilate into the custard base. You just kind of gently, it's just going to take a couple of minutes. There we go. I don't know if I mentioned agar-agar. That's also another way. You find that in the Asian aisle of some supermarkets. That's another kind of a
I like the way
gelatin.
these guys talk. I mean, I've never heard of anything like what is
Agar-agar.
Agar-agar. What is it?
Well, it's something that we use if somebody wants a purely vegan dessert. It's seaweed based. It's part of the seaweed plant. And I prefer using gelatin because it has a much more gentle mouthfeel. I want you to be able to, and you'll be able to tell when you try the dessert. It should be like soft yogurt. You shouldn't know there's anything in there making it like Jell-O. Okay? When you do use agar-agar, if you're a purist, if you're a vegan, it will set up the dessert, but it does have that kind of break-apart feel. So when you're a perfectionist like me, you're like, oh, I'd rather not do that, but you know, I have something if I have a vegan as a guest. So I got one little tiny blob in there that's just hanging in there. So I'm going to let that melt a little bit more, and I'm going to go ahead and make the exotic fruit compote that's also included on your recipe card. Also very easy because we're using beautiful ingredients.
For you, anyway.
It is. And also because I prepped it ahead. I didn't want to cut all this fruit ahead of time. I have to use my knife. So I've got some fresh mango here.
How many guys here like to cook? Guys.
We're pretty much all guys in the kitchen.
Yeah,
It's true.
But if you, I don't know if you heard Cap over there, you know, he says every woman should marry a Tongan guy. It's only the Tongan men cook.
Oh, really? Okay, now I know where to shop. All right, some fresh pineapple, local, of course. Yep.
How's it going? Good?
Fresh kiwi.
Yeah. You're hard to please. Everything all right? All right, just got a thumbs up. Okay.
Right on, we're doing good. And then we've got some fresh lily koi, maybe better known as passion fruit. I have it written as lily koi or passion fruit on your recipe. Passion fruit.
Passion fruit.
So in Hawaii, we call this lily koi.
The what?
It's just finishing up, I think.
Yeah, just finishing up. But it's everywhere, so you know, just go looking in the woods. It's there.
Yeah, like there's some of this is from my yard. Like literally, I would wake up every morning and I included fresh lily koi on one of the Kauai grill desserts, and I would just bring it in from my yard.
It's amazing how much I love papaya, and now I just can't eat anymore. I just saw the last 3 or 4 weeks, just been so much papaya. It's unbelievable. It's coming out of our yard, our farm. Yeah, it is a wonderful problem, isn't it? But then when it's gone, you miss it. It's amazing, you know.
We have everything in abundance here.
Yeah,
Here's
all at
some
once.
fresh lime zest, and I wanted to give you
What is this?
fresh lime zest. I'll give you a quick little
Lime zest. Okay.
zesting tip.
Okay.
So you can get one of these microplanes. I see these are pretty much showing up everywhere. I got it at Ross.
Okay.
So, but I also see them in the utensil aisles of the grocery store. So it's called a microplane. I like this longer kind of a blade. They also have a paddle blade. But I notice sometimes when people get these, they have a habit, or if they don't know, they'll just use the fruit like this to get the zest off. It's much better if you use this kind of a motion. The first chef to show me this said, just pretend like you're playing a violin. And that way you just get the green part, because again, like the vanilla, you just want to get the oils from the skin. You don't want to get into the white part, which is called the pith. So just like when you're eating orange segments and it has a little too much white and it kind of bites you in the back of the jaw, you want to avoid that in the recipe. So you just kind of go like this. You see how it's coming off nice and easy right there? And it has this cute little bumper right here, so you can just kind of tap that to get that into the bowl. And that's your zesting tip.
If you were, let's say when I make my chocolate and I was going to do the orange peel, this would work with that real well, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, it worked perfectly.
Yeah, cheers. Oh, that's making it a lot easier.
All right. And that's basically all that is, all the ingredients for our compote. I'm going to give you a quick little sample here. There you go. That's for you. Make sure I got everything in there blended okay. Now notice that I didn't put any sugar in there. Yeah, it works.
It did work.
I got him.
I'm in love.
Passion fruit.
Sorry, hon. That's my wife over there. I gotta be careful.
Oh, hello.
That was just unbelievable.
Well, and the thing is, with actually with a lot of the desserts I do, I like the ingredients to speak for themselves. I'm very, very careful with how much sugar I use, or rather don't use, into the desserts because, I mean, we're so lucky to be here. We have such amazing ingredients to work with that I want to brag about the island. I want to brag about living here, and so I pretty much let them just speak for themselves. And that's a lot of flavor in there, right?
That's unbelievable. Where do you taste that? You want some?
Yeah, very soon.
So there.
Very
Hold on
soon,
there.
yeah.
Hold on. Where's the forks?
No, I got a bunch of spoons. We're all ready to go. Maybe just some trays to help pass out.
Okay.
So I need my little coconut broth
How
here.
about, ladies and gentlemen, a real good round of applause for Jeff. Who's come all the way from Pittsfield to be with us for the second year in a row. And I